What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today I've got an unboxing of Apple's newest announcements from last week that came out today, the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS Max, which I'm personally very excited about, and something that I'm kind of giving another chance, the Apple Watch Series 4. As you guys might know, I haven't really been the biggest fan of the Apple Watch, but this year's improvements might just make that difference. So in this video, I'm just going to give you guys an overview. As always, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section below and I'll try my best to cover them in the review. I'm also going to be giving away one iPhone XS on the channel. So if you guys want to enter, check the link down below. But just a typical, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, drop a like on this video, and also leave a comment down below. And also make sure you follow me over on Instagram and Twitter, as that's where I'm going to be announcing the winner on October 31st. Honestly, as someone who had the iPhone X for the past year, I've had kind of a mixed experience about it. It's definitely not my best experience with an iPhone, but it is cool in certain ways. And I think even though the changes this year overall for the regular consumer are very minor with the XS, with exception to the new size, I think I'm probably going to like it, and I'm kind of trying to decide whether or not I'm going to be using the iPhone XS or the larger XS Max. So let's just kind of set everything aside here and take a look at the newest iPhones first. I also did pick up the Apple Silicone case, and for those who are wondering, the cases on the iPhone X do not fit on the iPhone XS because the camera hump is a little bit bigger, the device is slightly thicker, so yeah, I did have to pick up new cases here, and last year I did like the silicone case a lot, so I decided to go with a blue one to probably go with a gold phone. So here we have the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS Max, but I think just to keep things exciting, I'm going to unbox the iPhone XS Max first in the newest color. Just knocking things over here. So here is the iPhone XS Max in the 256 gigs. Before the iPhone X came out, I actually did use a larger size plus size phone, the 7 Plus, so I don't know if I'm gonna be switching over to it this year, but let's just go ahead and open it up. Here you've got that plastic that wraps around the device. And I'm kind of curious as to how the gold looks. I used to really like gold phones until the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 8, where I kind of switched over to black and I've really enjoyed it. But I think since I have a case or a skin on my device at all times, the gold color is gonna have a nice accent to it on the side. But let's just slide that box up here. There really isn't anything too unexpected. There's the instruction manual from Apple. There's also just kind of the general info as well as your stickers, which are white for those who are wondering. And here we have the iPhone XS Max itself. And the gold is a very nice tint. Just from looking at it, first look, it kind of has that, I don't know, it's a little bit of a rose gold tint to it. So the back of it is actually quite shiny, a lot more reflective than I expected. But the phone itself is not as big as I expected. And let's just slide off the back here. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. Coming into this purchase, I expected this phone to be like huge to the point where I probably wouldn't want to use it as an everyday device. But here it is. Of course, it does have the black front. And just from looking at this thing here, the gold back is very gold. The camera hump is a little bit bigger, but not really anything too noticeable from just using it. You're probably not gonna care about it at all. But on the bottom, you will also notice that the speakers and the antenna bands are no longer symmetrical, which some people complain about, but honestly, I don't really care. Just listing some of the improvements this year, you have the Apple A12 processor, which is more powerful, not the biggest jump from the iPhone X processor. You also now have an IP68 rating, which makes this phone water resistant up to 2 meters at 30 minutes, but warranty does not cover that. You also have dual SIM support, which is coming later this year through a software update, which has an eSIM and also the physical SIM. But another thing that Apple didn't talk as much about, but some of the early reviews touched on, was the fact that the camera sensor is now 30% larger on the main camera, which is great to see. It lets in a lot more light, and also the processing with AI and everything can get you better portrait photos and also variable aperture. This phone also wirelessly charges a little bit faster, and the battery life is improved a little bit. On the iPhone XS Max, you get an hour and a half boost from the iPhone X. So let's just set the phone aside here before I talk about it all day. I obviously do have to use it before giving you the full review. And looking at the box here, you've got yourself a 5-watt charger, which I think is the dumbest thing ever, because this phone in Canada costs almost $2,000 for the mid model, 256 gigs. And the fact that they're including the same charger that came in like the original iPhone, which charges very slowly, is just so stupid in my opinion. I do have a lot of MacBook chargers, so in my case, I had to buy the $50 cable that allows you to charge via USB-C, and that allows you to charge your iPhone X or iPhone 8 very fast. I believe it was 50% in about 30 minutes. And that was one of my favorite things about the new iPhones last year. So the fact that Apple is not giving you the capability to use one of the good features of the new iPhone in the box is just super dumb in my opinion, especially how much you have to pay. Another thing that Apple didn't include this year was the headphone adapter for the 3.5 to Lightning. For those who don't know, that was one of Apple's best-selling products. So out of the box, if you have a pair of headphones that you use on an old device and has 3.5mm jack, you won't be able to listen to your favorite music or audiobooks on Audible as soon as you take it out of the box. You're gonna have to go and buy an adapter. I don't really have as big of a problem with that, but the fact that this 5-watt charger is what's being included is just something that I think is super dumb, because not everyone wants to go and buy a MacBook charger to charge their iPhone. Look at this, you've also got the Apple Earpods. Pretty typical there, they've been including these for quite a while now. And last but not least, you also have your lightning cable for charging and syncing. Before I move on to the next product to unbox though, I wanted to give a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, Audible. They've got the largest selection of audiobooks in different genres, podcasts, and everything you're looking for. It's one of the apps that I currently have on my phone and is going to be one of the first apps that I add to my newest iPhones today. If you guys are looking for a book this fall, a book that I could definitely recommend and have been listening to for a bit now is The $100 Startup. As someone who started out an online media business from a very young age with money that I kind of saved up from car washes and this and that, and slowly reinvested into new equipment and products to review, I think this book is definitely going to be very applicable to a lot of people out there who are looking to start a new business with little investment. The author of this book identified 1,500 individuals who have built businesses earning $50,000 or more from a very modest investment, in many cases under $100, and has kind of put together a number of case studies based on the 50 most successful out of the pool. It really tries to emphasize the importance of having a passion and finding ways to monetize that into something very successful. If you guys want a free trial from Audible, just go ahead and check the link audible.com/JustinSay or text JustinSay to 500-500, and on top of the free audiobook that you will receive that you can keep forever, you'll now also get credit for 2 Audible Originals, which is exclusive content and in many cases different genres of audiobooks and stuff only found exclusive to Audible. You also have access to stuff like audio fitness and health workouts as well. So once again, if you want to go ahead and check them out, that's audible.com/JustinSay, and I would like to thank them for sponsoring this video and making the iPhone XS giveaway possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside now, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the iPhone XS Max in white after we take a look at the iPhone XS in gold. So here we have the iPhone XS, and this will be pretty much the same form factor as the iPhone X. Sliding up the plastic here once again, we're just gonna kind of speed through it and take you guys through the device before we go into the Apple Watches. But there you have it, the iPhone XS in gold. And the stuff in the box is exactly the same. I'll just take you off the plastic on this one. And there you have it. So of course it is exactly the same in terms of color as the iPhone XS Max. This is what it looks like on camera, and the sides do have the gold trim that go all the way around. So when it comes to size difference, it's really just down to deciding which one is right for you. I know a lot of females who have a purse that they can put their large phone in do like to use a larger size. Personally, I think the iPhone X is the perfect size. So the XS is probably gonna be the one that I use, but like I said, I might wanna switch over to the XS Max. I also wanted to give you guys a quick little size reference to the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, which is one of the larger phones out there. So I have one of these down here. So just taking a look at the size difference between the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and the iPhone XS, it is a little bit taller, but it does feel a bit thinner in the hand. Just like that. I might do a full comparison of this, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure you leave a comment down below as well. But now that we've got some of the new iPhones out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and unbox the Apple Watch Series 4 as well. And like I said, I've actually never had an Apple Watch that I wore full time at any point. I just don't really like wearing watches. You might notice that I always just go bare wrist, because honestly, I feel like I'm on my phone the entire day anyways, so I don't really need a watch. But I'm gonna give these a try and give you my full review as well, and also compare this to the Series 3 and give you my impressions of it. But here we've got one in the gold and one in the black. And this year, some of the changes in the Apple Watch is the design, finally. The display is 30% larger, and there is also a little bit of a reduction in terms of the thickness. You've got a new processor inside. You also have the ECG for heart rate, which is something that it's a bigger deal than I think a lot of people think it is. Apple's just really been good about the health features on the Apple Watch and the support for that. So let's just go ahead and open up the gold one first, because I think that's like the new color that people are kind of wondering about. I did decide to pick up both of them in the 44mm, so this year they come in 44 and 40 as opposed to 38 and 42, because for filming it is a little bit easier to have the bigger watch. I'm trying to figure out how to get this off. That's weird. So the box kind of, it's like an envelope that you slide out. And for those who kind of have your watch band collection going already, you can use your old watch band with the new Apple Watches, which is always good to see. Take a look at the band itself first. This is the one in the sport band, and I think the sport band from my past testing and stints with the Apple Watch is the most comfortable one. The silicone is very nice. And there you have it. So that is just the one, kind of the tan color. It probably won't look the best on me. I'm probably gonna be using the stainless black one right here. But here's just a look at the band itself. And setting that aside, let's take a look at the Apple Watch, because I'm pretty sure that's what all you guys actually care about. There you just gotta have the logo or the kind of silhouette of it. You've got the instruction manual, and of course you also have your favorite 5-watt charger and also the charging piece for the Apple Watch. But I don't think any of you really care about that. Here is the Apple Watch itself in the gold color, and it comes in this nice little felt case to protect it. It says 40mm on the back. I think that's a nice touch that they include that. Wow. I honestly am not the biggest fan of the look of the Apple Watch, but this is what it looks like when it comes to the watch itself. And the back also looks better now, which I don't think many people really care about, but here you've got the new digital crown. And this year you might notice that the LTE model has a kind of ring that goes around it in red as opposed to the full red button, a little bit more subtle. And just compare with the iPhone XS Max, it is very, very close. For those who don't know, I am left-handed, so I do wear my watch on the right side. I know a lot of people commented on past videos that it was a little bit odd. First look of that. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up, and like I said, I'm gonna be doing a full review of the Apple Watches as well. I also want to give you guys a look at the black stainless one, which in my opinion is the best looking colorway. I think it suits my style the best as opposed to the gold one with the tan over there. Let's just slide this out here once again. There we have it. We have the strap once again. We're gonna show you guys a little bit later, but I think what I really am excited to see is what the black Apple Watch looks like. And we have kind of the typical stuff, your 5-watt adapter. I mean, every Apple Watch model comes with the same stuff, but instead of the tan cover for the Apple Watch, it comes with a black one, of course. And I think this looks awesome. I mean, the thickness of the Apple Watch before was kind of an issue for me. I just found like it was a little bit too bulky and something that I didn't really want to wear. But I feel like with the reduction in the thickness, it is something that I'd be willing to give a try again. But I'm just gonna put this on and see how this one looks on my wrist. I don't really have the biggest wrists out there, so I'm not really sure if I should be going with the 40mm or the 44mm, but this is how the 44mm watch looks on me. I don't really have the biggest wrists out there, so I think the 40mm might be one that fits a little bit better, but there you have it in the stainless black, and I think it looks really, really good. But now that we've got all of the other stuff unboxed, I also just wanted to quickly do an unboxing of the iPhone XS Max in the white color. Just open this up here, and slide up. This is kind of like the one more thing in my video, except it's not exciting as in the Apple event. I do wish that Apple did release another set of AirPods, because I love the Apple AirPods. They've been super good to me. So it's kind of weird that they kind of set aside the Apple AirPower 2 and the AirPods 2. I believe they're still trying to figure out the overheating issues, but it's been a full year, so there we have it. And I think if I was to use my phone without a case, the white color actually looks the best. You've got the stainless steel on the side, which is very shiny, and you've got the black front as with any iPhone 10, 10s, 10s Max model. We have the white glass, and yeah, if I wasn't using a case, I think I would go with this one because I think it just has the nicest contrast to it. But as someone who drops their phone all the freaking time, I think something like this is going to last like 2 weeks before getting cracked. But for those who are wondering, this is a look at the iPhone XS Max in the white and silver color, and compared to the one in the golden kind of pinkish tone. I really don't like the pink tone on the back of the iPhone XS's and XS Max that much, but with a case, it's going to cover everything up, so I honestly don't really care that much. I'm gonna go ahead and set these up and give you guys my full review of the iPhone XS and XS Max, as well as the Apple Watch. So like I said, if you have any questions, make sure you drop a comment down below, and if you wanna enter the giveaway, the link is there as well, and I'll see you all in the next one.